About Marsupials.
Today we have a helper, which is my favorite buddy from Australia. His name is Fuzzy Wuzzy the koala bear.
All marsupials live in Australia, but there are other marsupials that live in the Americas, but we'll get to those later. What is a marsupial? Our marsupials are in the order Marsupialia. All the animals in this order have two front teeth that stick out almost straight from their lower jaw.
You mean diprotodontia?
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Because di means two, pro means front, and dontia means teeth.
Oh!
All marsupial joeys develop inside a marsupium.
You mean a pouch?
Yeah, marsupium means pouch. What are some marsupials?
Like a koala bear?
Yeah, koala comes from the native language of the native Australians.
You mean aborigines?
Yeah. What does a koala eat? Do you know?
Like eucalyptus leaves.
Yeah. Do you know any other types of marsupials?
Like a kangaroo, for
Yeah.
sure.
That's exactly another type of marsupial. See? And kangaroos are also called a macropod because of their big, and that big macropod means big feet. See? Big feet. Here's the joey that we were talking about.
Here's the
Here's
pouch.
little joey. And then here's the marsupium. The joey goes in there when he's first born. He goes through his mother's thick skin, his way to her glands, and then he connects his mouth to it. He doesn't have any eyes yet, so he doesn't know where he is. But he needs to find out where he is in the pouch. Once he puts his mouth on it, it kind of swells up. Their mouth isn't very big, so once it swells up, they can't take their mouth off of it. So when their mother's bouncing and jumping around, they won't fall off or get out. There's also another marsupial. It's the exact same as a kangaroo, but a lot smaller. Do you know what that is?
Think. It's a wallaby!
Yeah, it is. A rat-sized macropod
Which means Bigfoot.
with a prehensile tail
Which means it can grab things like this.
is called a
Batons!
a what?
A batons! That means they have springy legs and they are nocturnal. Right here.
Oh, right, yeah. And now let's talk about vombatiforms.
Which family is to koalas and wombats.
Did you know a vombatiform is a wombat-shaped animal?
Yes.
Did you know that wombats look like big, fat, furry pigs?
Let's talk about bandicoots.
This marsupial looks like a rat and lives alone, building its nest in shallow holes in the ground.
And there's one right now. Let's learn a new word.
Paramelamorphia. This is the order in which bilbies and bandicoots both belong.
That was good alliteration.
Have you ever heard of a potaroo?
Yes, it's a rat-like kangaroo. And did you know they're becoming extremely endangered?
What does endangered mean?
It means that people are hunting them down or taking their territory so they can't live and they're dying.
Oh, that's sad.
Speaking of endangered, there's one animal that went extinct.
The
Tasmanian tiger.
This fierce flesh eater was once common in Australia, but it went extinct in the 1930s.
Do you know what extinct means?
Yes, it means that they don't exist anymore.
Look at this marsupial mole. But what is that anyways?
These blind marsupials have 4 claws that look like miniature spades. Their noses are covered with a horny shield that protects them as they push through the dirt. They only live in the dirt, and they can't see or hear anything.
And they never build their own burrows. They just keep
on
digging and digging and digging.
The name for this order comes from Greek words meaning the one who digs in the south. Notorictomorphia. Notorictomorphia. Another marsupial is a wombat-looking creature with jet black fur. The name of its genus means flesh lover, and it produces a terrifying screams when it's defending its foods.
I'm not sure I want to hang out with the Tasmanian devil.
That looks creepy. Let's talk about possums!
One kind of possum is called the sugar glider. It gets its name from because it eats sugar. It glides through the air. It glides through the air because it has extra skin flaps between its arms and legs. There's many kinds of possums, and this is one kind of a possum. The next kind of possum is a ringtail possum.
One of the two possums that are considered Australian pests, moving into attics and awakening sleepers with their raucous sounds.
Another kind of possum is called a brush-tailed possum because it has fur all over its tail. Brush-tail, fur-tail, that's easy to remember.
We've already talked about the possums, but now let's move on to the opossums. The only North American marsupial is the Virginia opossum. Its defense mechanism is
playing
to play
dead.
dead.
It plays dead. How it plays dead is it lays down and acts like it's dead. If you do find a possum and you think it will be dead, just leave it alone with a clear path to get out. And anytime it'll run away.
If he's not really dead. They're also immune to poison, and they'll eat nearly anything. Now let's travel south, down to South America, specifically to Chile.
What kind of chili?
The one with mountains, not beans.
Oh!
All right, back to marsupial talk. The Monito del Monte is the only living member of the order Microbithera. Its name means little mountain monkey, and it lives in the mountains of Chile and Argentina. Did you know some of the New World marsupials are placed in this order? Did L. Famorphia. There's 6 syllables.
And its name means 2 wombs. It's a womb.
The place where an animal or human embryo grows until it's born. Thank you for learning all about marsupials with us. I wonder where we'll go.